Hello, everybody. We have a nice one today. If there was a secret formula, like there is a recipe book that you can pick up and it tells you if you do this, and this, you would retire with 1 million US dollars. Would you be interested in such a book? This is the place to be because today we're going to be reviewing one of such books. It is not a get rich quick book. You will not read it like right now and go and become a millionaire tomorrow. That's not going to happen. But it will program your mind and it will tell you the 7 traits that if you inculcate these traits and you begin to work on them now where you are going to retire way wealthier than you ever thought you would. Stick around. My name is Daisy, and this is Growing with Daisy, where I share with you my personal growth journey in the hopes that it will help you to grow into all that God has created you to be. And today we're going to be reviewing the book, The Millionaire Next Door. It was written by 2 PhDs, Dr. Thomas Stanley and Dr. William Danko. It was first published in 1996, and it is a New York bestseller because I don't know how many millions of people have actually bought the book. It's a very popular book. I'm sure you must have heard about it. When they started this book, it was based on a study. They studied about 750 millionaires in the US back then and arrived at, the stuff that is in this book. So I would advise you to actually get a copy for yourself and read it for yourself because it is so much to unpack. We cannot even unpack everything in this brief review. As we normally do on this channel, I'm going to have a chapter by chapter review. But today we're going to just have a bird's eye view, an overview, if you like, of what the book is all about. The author starts with a very bold claim. They claim that not everybody who earns a high income will end up wealthy during retirement. They claim that a high income does not equal wealth. Is that true? Your guess is as good as mine, but you must have observed the wealthy people around your area. But the question now is, are they really wealthy? That one is another question that we will handle in chapter 1. So right now, I'm just introducing the book to you. So go out, get a copy. Nobody is paying me to advertise anything. I'm not advertising the book. I'm just telling you that that book has impacted my life, and I'm very certain it will impact your life positively. So back to the book. Now, the author says that if you are going to be a millionaire, then there are 7 observable traits of millionaires that we should have started seeing in your life. Hopefully, I am already seeing some in my life. And by the time we run through these traits, I hope that you are already seeing it in your life. If you are not seeing them in your life, then you take dressing and you begin to consciously inculcate these traits into your life. And if you are already seeing these traits in your life, congratulations, you already have a foot in the door. You just have to be consistent and the result will be wealth. So what are these 7 principles, the 7 traits of the millionaires in this study? The very first trait is that the millionaires all live below their means. I think this one is a very popular one because in almost every self-help book we would read, the author will tell us to live below your means. It is common sense. The Bible tells us that in the house of the wealthy, there are treasures that are kept aside, but a fool will finish everything, will gobble everything up. Besides, that's not a translation, that is my transliteration. That's my own translation. But basically, in the house of the righteous, in the house of the wise, there is oil, there is precious oil, there is something you keep aside. But it is only a fool that will spend everything that gets into their hands. That ties up with the other books that we've been reviewing, like The Richest Man in Babylon, that tells us that a part of all we make is ours to keep. So if you want to end up a millionaire, if you want to become wealthy, real wealthy, then learn to live on less than what you earn. The second trait is that they allocate their time, energy, and resources in ways that are conducive towards wealth building. Now that they live on less than what they earn, they also invest their time, their energy, their resources, their money, everything towards building wealth. If you are not building wealth, you will not grow wealthy. A and B and C. That's how it works. 1, 2, 3. So they spend their time, their money, their resources, everything, consciously, collectively looking for ways to build wealth. The third trait is that they believe that being wealthy, being financially independent, is more important than looking wealthy. So these millionaires next door are probably driving Corollas instead of driving name the expensive car. I don't know. I'm not a car person. I don't really know expensive cars. If you know, you know. So they are more comfortable driving pickups and regular cars than flaunting their wealth because they know that they are building wealth for their retirement. So there's no point in, showing people that they are wealthy before kidnappers will follow them to their house. The fourth trait the fourth trait is that their parents do not sponsor their bad habits. That is, their parents do not provide economic outpatient care. So they're not always running back to their patient and to their parents for, give me 50K, give me 100K. They can afford to pay for the house they live in. They can afford the car they drive. They can afford the schools that their children are in from their own wealth and not from whatever their parents are giving to them, if they even have parents that will give it to themselves. The fifth trait is that their adult children are economically self-sufficient. Now, if you're in your golden years, you're in your 50s, you're in your 60s, and you don't have adult children who depend on you for food, you don't know what the Lord has done for you. You would retire wealthy. But if your adult children are still living at home and they are not adding to the purse, but they are still collecting from the purse, it is well with you. Trait number 6 is they are proficient in targeting market opportunities. They are not lazy. They look about for ways to make money, and when they see it, they strike just like that. And the 7th trait is they choose the right occupation. Now, the right occupation is basically what you enjoy doing and what pays you. So it's not like when you chose a job because you just want to do a work and the work doesn't pay you and it doesn't give you time to do a side hustle or something. You will not grow wealthy now. But they chose the right occupation in that these are the occupations where they know that they have the advantage in making money, and perhaps they do not have to show up so much. There's some occupations where you need to buy the designer suit and get the human hair and all that. And then there are occupations like mine where you come to class with a t-shirt and braids and nobody really cares what you look like as long as you're neat and you can deliver. So they chose the right occupation. So those are the 7 observable traits that can make you a millionaire. And in the next video, we're going to go in depth into each trait and we're going to discover how these things can work for us to help us to achieve millionaire status by the time we retire. Now, retirement age should not be like, something nebulous. I plan on retiring by 65. I don't plan on ever stop working because I really enjoy what I do, but I plan on retiring by 65 with $1 million US in savings. So stick around. We'll get right into chapter 1 in the next video. Don't go anywhere. If you like content like this, click on the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.